Lisa.
Hey, Krista.
What's up?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Great.
Yeah.
Are you excited about today's guest?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Okay.
So Miss Regan Onweller, our drama and theater teacher, and the star of the spring musical, Cileigh, who plays Dorothy, are going to be on our podcast today.
And this year's musical is, I was practicing. Come on in, easel down and easel down the road.
I can't sing. Ease on down the road.
I can't sing either, so.
Michael better cut that.
He can keep it in, and then
Okay.
people can just laugh at us.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, it's fine.
But this spring, we will be producing, we will show a production of The Wiz
I'm excited.
at the high school. So.
I can't wait. I love, we have been celebrating the arts hard. This past Saturday, we had our Fine Arts Fest.
Yeah.
And it was such a huge success, and it was so much fun. And the Wiz did 3 scenes, or our theater kids did 3 scenes from The Wiz. And I'm really excited. I'm excited to talk to them about it.
I'm excited too. And with our focus on the fine arts, as we all know, Lorain High School is a comprehensive high school. We offer career tech, early college, and all of the things. We could be a performing arts school. We could have another part of being a comprehensive school.
Yeah.
By having a performing arts school.
We should. Let's do it.
Between dance, drama.
So
band,
the high school has 3 buildings. We can just add a 4th on.
Yeah.
I say we do it. All right.
Let's get Dr. Graham into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
so let's meet our guests. I'm excited. Okay, thank you for being here with us, Miss Onweller and Cileigh. We're excited to talk to you both about your spring musical.
Yeah, we're doing The Wiz. We can't wait. We're in week 3 of production right now.
That's amazing. That's a really great show.
Oh, it so is. It's just so much history. And I've been trying to select shows that have like a current day thing going on with it to kind of get the word out, get motivation for people to come. So last year we did Mean Girls because the musical had come out in January of that year. And then with Wicked coming out in October and November, I kind of felt like The Wiz would just be a really, really good rendition of that. And because it's so like artsy and different and has the Motown and all of this Black history involved in it, it's just a little bit off the beaten path from what people usually expect from something like The Wizard of Oz. So it's got this retelling that's a little bit more funky and exciting, and just an overall, in my opinion, a cooler show than maybe just the regular Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I love The Wiz. The Wiz is a show that was part of the Playhouse Square Broadway series last year, so I got to see it. So I'm looking forward to seeing our production of The Wiz, because I've more recently than others probably have seen The Wiz.
Yeah, we actually just were able we've been developing a partnership with Kent State University and their arts and dance department. And so we just got an invitation to bring every child involved in the production and all of my classes, actual school classes, and Miss Haney, our dance teacher's classes, for free to go see The Wiz. And it was incredible. What do you think, Cileigh?
It was a really, really, really great production. Like, how they put it on, the colors, the lights, their costumes, the way that the actors sang and sounded. Like, it was just so perfect. It was amazing. It was an amazing production. It's, like, making me really amped up for hours.
Same. And so what we were really excited with, because we went to see that 2 weeks ago, so we had just started our rehearsal process. So not only are they sharing props, scenery, all these things with us, but they also just gave us so much inspiration on what we want to do and how we want to present our show and how we want to act. And I mean, the kids were on the bus on the way out. All the actors were walking to their cars. And the kids were like, 10 men! They were freaking out. Just absolutely. And, I was even surprised, like, a lot of the kids that take Theater 1, they just kind of need an elective, and This one sounds coolest off the list, so they picked me. And I was a little nervous, like, will they like something like this? A lot of them had never seen a stage show, and even the kids in my Theater 1 courses were just absolutely blown away by the stage presence of all these actors. We were really, really excited about it.
All right.
Cileigh, what character do you play? What's your role?
My role in our musical this spring is Dorothy, the main lead.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, she deserves it. Very much deserved. She did an excellent job. Her Soon As I Get Home is so good. And I just can't wait to see her. She was Janice Ian in our production last year of Mean Girls, which is one of the leads. So now she is the main lead, which is a little bit of a different role. She's had to come to rehearsal every day.
Honestly, though, I don't mind that. I enjoy doing that.
Yes, she does. Very hardworking.
So do you have a relationship or a history of The Wiz that you may have seen it, the television production that they put out in the movie, or what made you think about, I'm going to want to do this?
I hadn't watched it whenever I grew up and things like that, but I remember whenever we were talking about, that's the musical we were doing, I had talked to my mom about it. She's like, oh, I watched that all the time growing up and things like that. I had never seen it before, but whenever Onweller said it, I immediately started looking things up, because that's what I do. I like to look things up and see what's the show going to be about? What are we going to be singing and dancing to and things like that. And I listened to the wrong version of the musical, but it was still really good. I listened to the 2024 Broadway cast version of it, and the whole thing is in my place. It's so amazing. Then I listened to the other ones, the 2015 and the one with Michael Jackson, and the original that we're actually doing. So I didn't know much about it at first, but now I feel like I just have a strong connection to it because of how much content I've consumed of it.
What's your favorite scene?
So far my favorite scene is the Be a Lion scene. So it's we are in this poppy field and we got lost. The yellow brick road disappeared. We got lost. And everybody's scared, and then we just get beat up by these Kaleida people. And my friend Isaac, he's playing the lion. And it's just a scene where the lion has no courage. So I, as Dorothy, am encouraging him to be strong and powerful, while the other two main leads are belittling him for being scared. So I just like that scene a lot, because I just that me and my friend, we always get these roles together, and it just works perfectly every time. It works perfectly. So it just makes me feel to me, it's Isaac, I love you. That's what I feel like.
Aww.
So whenever we first ran through it and things like that, it was just man, this is how I feel toward my friend, because I love him. Really, I do.
He's a good one. He was our Damien in Mean Girls. So Damien and Janice are two best friends, and they're a little duo. And so now they're a duo again.
Awesome.
Yeah. Be a Lion is also such a good song. It's the one, I feel in every trailer for the show, it's always one of the ones that they play, because it's just so beautiful the way that the duet sounds. So I'm really excited for everyone to be able to see what these two kids can do, because they're incredible. Really good performers, really dedicated. They haven't missed a show or a rehearsal yet, I don't think, and I'm assuming you won't.
I did. I'll let you know.
Yes, and Kylie, the only time she ever does miss our rehearsals is when she goes to Upward Bound on Thursdays. She always brings us pizza, so we love that. And so thank you, Upward Bound, for supplying us with pizza every Thursday.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you took from Mean Girls that you're going to be applying to The Wiz. How have you grown as a performer?
So Mean Girls was my first production. That was my first musical that I did here, because I remember that Onweller antagonized me because I said
I did.
I said I was gonna maybe try to do Mean Girls. I didn't know yet. It was actually in the fall before that. She was like, Kylie, you better join Drama Club or I'm gonna be really mad at you. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, fine. But whenever I did Mean Girls, Janice, she had a powerful voice, and that's what I feel like I have, and I try my best to do. So whenever I think of my role now, I think of I have to be powerful with it, because it's supposed to be it's supposed to mean something, because I just like doing that. I like making sure that everybody knows ugh, this is supposed to be powerful. This is supposed to be meaningful. It means a lot. And through being in these two productions, I've learned a lot about myself and how I think I want my career to be, which is in musical theater. So just taking the pieces from my previous show and applying them to this, it just helps a lot, I feel especially because I was nervous at first to do Mean Girls. And now I can just get on stage and be like, hey guys, so I'm here.
You talked about how this has, helped you figure out like maybe what you want to do in your career and how it's helped you learn more about who you are. How important, Ms. Onweller, how important is it to be able to offer theater in high school?
Oh, it's just extremely important. So many of our kids, they just want a place to express themselves and to be able to be a kid. I feel like so many of us have to grow up so early and so fast. And so, theater gives you a space where you get to be running around with your friends, whether you're a part of the stage actors who are actually performing or you're behind the scenes painting, building things, helping with sound and lighting design and all of these things, they are finally have a place where they can just be a kid and do kid stuff and find these talents and these things that they enjoy that they might have never thought, like Kylie said, I had to harass her into joining the musical last year. And now she wants to do musical theater. She would have never known that had we not had such a strong theater program here at LHS. So, it makes me feel proud to hear those kinds of things being said by my students, that they're feeling inspired by the stuff that we're doing on a day-to-day. They're awesome. And it's just a really fun time. Like I absolutely love doing this. Even for me, it's not something I ever did until I got asked to, I kind of out of the blue. And I was like, well, I guess I'm a theater person now. And let me tell you, I'm kind of mad that I didn't do this in high school. I should have put myself out there. I was very withdrawn and didn't really want to participate in after school stuff. Like the more I had to be at school, the worse my day was. So the idea that I would have stayed after for a club was just crazy to me. But I'm mad at young Ree, like, girl, you would have been good at this. You would have liked it. And so it's just cool that we have.
It found
Oh, exactly. It kept finding me, man. I kept in my college years, I would go sign up for my placements and they'd be like, theater's close enough to English. Here you go. And I'm like, okay.
And look at you now. Now you're inspiring our students to do it. You can see the little spark in them. You say, I think she would be good at this.
Yeah.
And so you can just, you're pulling them in.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I absolutely love this.
I see how with Kylie, with all of your kiddos, just because of walking through this hallway to get to different meetings and stuff, in my job, I see how much your program means to the students and how connected they are. Because of theater. And it's amazing. It's amazing because they're so happy to be here on our campus and they're so happy to be with you and working on these projects.
It really is. And honestly, I want to give my shout out to Miss Wendy Hall, the predecessor for me.
Yeah.
Without her strong foundation that I kind of assimilated into, I wouldn't have what I have and I wouldn't be able to do what I do. When I first joined Annie, she had 2 former students who were coming back for virtually no pay just because they loved her and they loved our program and they loved our school and they wanted to keep doing that. And I ended up actually employing one of them as our first builder. And he's, I'm very proud of him, Angel Centeno, my boy. He is currently—
I remember Angel.
Yes. His sister Nini is actually our Glinda in this production,
awesome.
but he's currently at Cleveland Public Theater in his second show that I have heard of that he's acting in. So I'm really, really rooting for him. We actually
That's
had
amazing.
to, yeah, we're planning a little excursion to go see him. But it's going to be really cool. And I went and saw him 2 years ago when he acted in one of his shows and he just does an amazing job. So it's just cool to be able to see kind of the legacy of what she's left for me that I'm able to then move forward. I just didn't think I could do something like this. So it's kind of cool that, you guys feel that way. I'm really proud that that's how it's viewed.
Yeah, it's the perception for sure. Yeah. Kylie, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior in high school this year.
Oh, so you get Kylie for another year. That's exciting.
Another promotion.
Don't even talk about next year, though. I have 7 seniors leaving. I'm going to lose it.
How is recruiting?
You will have people step up.
Yeah.
Students will step up.
Yeah.
How is recruiting for you?
It can be challenging, I think the main barrier we have is that it's such an intensive, program, and not all of our kids have that time after school to devote, and that's why I try to make sure rehearsals are as short as I can make them without not compromising the integrity of our productions. I want them to be right after school, not 4:00 where they have to find a ride home and back. I really try hard to eliminate those barriers. We try to set up can someone take this person home today? You know, we just try to figure out how to get them here because that's been really the biggest barrier. I think another big barrier is that a lot of kids have never seen theater here. They've never gone to a show. We don't have the lower schools where we have theater. So it's harder for them to really get that bug caught really early until they finally go see something. And that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about Kent State and this partnership we're developing, because I saw so many kids be sparked with that theater bug just by watching that production because they've never done it before. And so I think that's been one of our biggest barriers, but we're trying to kind of help with that we're incorporating our dance team this year. So they are our featured dancers. Wow. So they'll be our Tornado, our Poppy Girls.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're going to be in it. And they'll be mostly in our company numbers. And they'll be singing. And even some of them have been already saying like, I'm trying out next year, you know. And then we're also incorporating Miss Becker, our new builder, now that Angel had to leave. She is the dance teacher at GJW, so she's bringing her dance club over. They're going to be part of our company members. And then we are also, hopefully, fingers crossed, getting the Hawthorne Elementary Tappers as our munchkins
I saw them yesterday.
Yes, they're so cute.
They're so cute.
So we're really hoping
Saturday.
it works out with scheduling.
Yeah.
But
and so I love how this production could touch all grade bands in our district. We can have students from across the district, and that's going to really bring out our parents and our community to see something spectacular.
Yeah, and that's actually exactly why I chose this show, was because I was walking through the office one day and I was just, talking like, I don't know how to get more kids to be involved. And Missy DeAngelis, our district testing coordinator, she was like, do the Wizard of Oz. You can have the little kids be the munchkins. And I'm like, you're a genius.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. And then since then, it's been Wizard of Oz. And I didn't know which version I was going to figure out, but we ended up on the Wiz because we just like the music better.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So which version of the Wiz will you be doing? Is this a traditional Michael Jackson, Diana Ross version?
No. So the Wiz is crazy because
There's a few versions of it.
there's like it's basically like every time it's professionally produced, they make new tweaks to songs, new tweaks to scenes, different things. So we do not have the version that has basically the biggest change is the Scarecrow's song is now
The best one is not in there. The best song.
Yeah, so it's not You Can't Win, which is Michael Jackson's. It's Born the Day Before. I also really like the new song, but it isn't quite the same. Although it does have the artsy-fartsy kind of dark elements of the original Wiz, that the Wizard of Oz is more campy, fantastical.
Yeah.
It's a little different. But it's this is just the staged version, so it's a little different.
Miss Onweller, how exhausted are you at the end of the day when you go home?
Extremely. Tomorrow, I got reminded this morning that tomorrow we have a professional development day, and I get to go home at 3:00 for the first time in 3 weeks, and I could cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the
for
things
you.
I'm excited about, we changed the date to April because of the staffing issues. We just needed to have a little more time to get everything, and with all of the odds and ends that we're doing, it just is so much coordination. So we need a little more time to prepare. And with the new date being in April, it encompasses spring break. So I'm actually very excited because toward the end of an 8-week run, when you've been at school 8 weeks from 2 to 4, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
You hate each other.
Yeah.
It's just, you're angry all the time at everything. And so
Yeah.
it's going to be nice to have that really relaxing 10-day break in between where they can, they might lose a little in between, but we will gain peace, which is worth every moment.
And Kylie, how tired are you at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, my feet really hurt really bad.
How do you manage all the other things that being a high school junior, entail? How do you manage that because it is very intensive?
I don't know. I think personally, I feel like I just take it one at a time, or at least I try to.
For you.
I do college classes. I was going to try to graduate with an associate's, but I changed my mind. But that's okay. I'm in culinary for CTE. I have a few other after school activities that I do, like LHS and Upward Bound. But
You're a busy student.
Yeah.
I just like I said, like I try to take it one at a time. Like I'll have work at the end of the day that I have to do. I'll make sure I give myself a little bit of time where I can sit down and do it. I normally go home, I cook dinner, and then I go and I just take a minute to breathe. And then normally 9 times out of 10, I'm cool.
Yeah. That's so mature, though. I take it one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
she excels in all of these things. It's not just her spreading herself so thin, devoting 10% of her energy into all these different things. She is at Upward Bound every Thursday. She is at rehearsal every time she is supposed to be. She gets A's in her classes. A's and B's, probably. I don't know what your grades are. I haven't looked at it.
Right now
But
it's A's and B's.
yeah, A's and B's in her
We're
classes.
shooting for all A's, though.
Hey, A's and B's is good for me,
Yeah.
you know, and she's just very hardworking, very dedicated to everything she does. And, you know, even if she's tired, which, I mean, they are, you know, I'm sitting on my butt the whole time just directing. They're dancing and moving and talking and doing all the things, you know, and so they've got way more on their plate than I do. And so it's nice, you know, to have, it's very refreshing to have such dedicated students, because it's not just Cileigh. So many of them are just like her, you know, they're these kids that are so driven and so self-starting and excited to be anywhere that they are. And it's just a really cool club. I absolutely love Drama Club. It's my favorite part of my day.
Aw.
So were the two of you both here this past Saturday for the Arts Festival?
Yes, we were.
Tell me a little bit about that sneak peek that we gave.
So for our arts festival preview, we did 3 scenes. We did He's the Wiz, which is Ada Pearl's song, where she introduces who the Wiz is, and the Munchkins are dancing on stage and singing. And then we did a little scene in between where it was just dialogue between me and Ada Pearl. And after that, we did my song, which is Soon As I Get Home. Literally, it's like perfect lineup. And then we took like a few second break, and then we got right back on stage, and we did
It's called Everybody Rejoice.
Everybody
we call
Rejoice.
It Brand New Day.
Yes, we call it
Right.
Brand New Day. Because the song has a lot of the same words, and it's a brand new day. So we did that for preview. It was very fun. It was really exhausting. But like what we said in the dressing rooms was like everybody was on task. And I feel like normally for our shows we're like pretty disorganized because everybody's trying to get ready and we got these tiny little rooms. But like everybody was ready, everybody was good to go, everybody had their costumes on, we all had whoever needed their mics had their mics. We didn't have to do a lot of makeup either though, so that's probably part of the reason. But like it was just very nice, and I love doing the art shows and I love being here for them. They're very fun because I love to branch out and look at other things that are art-wise because I love art. It's just really fun.
You are the student that Ross May, our assistant superintendent, would probably just fall in love with. As
Yeah.
soon as you said, I love art, and Ross was like, yes, that is why we're doing
That's
this.
why we're doing this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And actually, why I was so, you know, obsessed with having Cileigh in my production is because the first art show that we did here 2 years ago, she was a soloist in It was Rise Up was your song that you did with Cileigh, right?
Stand up from Harriet the movie. That's the movie. But with Cynthia Erivo.
Yes, it was incredible. Like I cried because they both, her and Selena Sanchez, my Regina from the last show, the two of them each had a solo in this song, and I literally cried because it was so good. And I'm like, you're in my drama club now. I'm stealing. You are mine. So it's really cool to be able to see all that talent and all these performances. You know, with this year we had people in the cafeteria, we had experiences in the gym and in the hallways, and it was just cool to walk around and see all these people making all this art. You know, it's
Yeah.
just really exciting.
But that has to be a stressful day because it's almost like you're planning for 2 shows weeks apart. So,
Oh, yeah.
Because
Well-
you want to make sure that you're showing our sneak peek as something that's of quality and caliber of what our students can actually produce.
Yes, well, and especially with the short timeline last year, the art show was in April. And so it was after we had already done everything. So we just did like a little scene from this play that I found on the internet, basically. It was just this little cute thing and it was fun and everything. This was so much more stressful because it was so early in the production cycle. We don't have any costumes. We don't have any, you know, most of our scenes aren't memorized, all that. We have books on the stage, but it was cool because our I was originally nervous about it. You know, I had originally wanted to cut the scene where they were talking because they weren't quite ready. And Anne Cericio, who works at Larkmore, she is the music teacher there. She is our vocal music director for this show. She was talking to me about how, well, this is the artistic process. Like you do sometimes have kids who are off book, sometimes who are not. And we're only 2 weeks into this production. We might not have everything perfectly polished, but it shows people the process of rehearsing and how every kid can kind of be at a different place, but we're all still creating the same thing. And we're also working toward the same end goal in mind. And so that kind of helped me reframe and say, okay, it might not be the most perfect rendition of what we can do. However, it doesn't mean it's not worth showing and it's not worth seeing, And so they knocked it out of the park. They absolutely blew me away personally. I was very, very proud of what we put up there, even if I wasn't, wasn't the most polished. It was still so, so, so good.
I heard amazing feedback, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All of our performers did so good. I was the one running sound, so I saw every performance in the auditorium, and they were all awesome. And one other cool thing, we had DeLand Brass Band come in, and they were so cool. They did a whole downtown New Orleans walk back from the cafeteria. It was very cool, and listening to their the funk that they have, I ran for my sound booth when they got off stage, and I'm like, I need to talk to you about playing with our pit musicians. So I got in contact with them, and we're hoping to get some of them to be tapped to play alongside the musicians we have in our pit that are students. We need some pros because the whiz with the funkiness, it's, a lot of it's the notes are just straight up not on the page because you're supposed to riff. And for kids, improv is the hardest thing you can do. It feels easiest because you're not rehearsing. You're not, there's nothing you're kind of replicating, but that's actually what's hard is that it has to come from here. And so when it comes to musical playing, it can be really difficult to do those riffs when you're a kid. So it'll be cool to have these people that were in our school. They were so excited to talk with me. They're like, yeah, we absolutely we'll reach out to you. And so I'm just really looking forward to, setting up that connection and getting them in the pit. And that all wouldn't have happened without the art show,
Yeah, amazing collaboration and getting together with the community and the arts around Northeast Ohio.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
it's all about.
That's right. I love how our art program and our offerings grows. The productions that we able to put on, they grow. And so you're seeing how we're now doing productions that have, vocals and acting and then drama and then dance and then all of these things together to put on truly magnificent shows. Yeah,
it is really, really cool. I'm just blown away. And with the support, we, the ladies at the Italian American Veterans Auxiliary Chapter, they gave us an extremely generous donation that they did not have to do. We got the endowment fund. We got a generous amount from the endowment fund. And so it's just cool that not only are we seeing our community coming out and supporting us, but also within our school, people are supporting us as well. And, it's just really cool. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself with this show because I want it to be amazing. I'm working so hard behind the scenes to just make sure that everything goes off the way that I see it in my brain.
So if you imagine right now you're speaking to the community at large, what can the community do to support theater at Lorain High School?
Come see our shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come see us. I don't feel like our tickets are too expensive. They're pretty decently priced. And seeing the auditorium full, versus the play versus the musical, seeing how full it gets for the musical, especially on the second night where people are less likely to come, I feel it just makes me happy. It warms my soul. That's how I feel like our community can come and support us. Just come see us. Even if they can't make it to the show, come to the previews that we do during the school day and things like that. And just be oh, you're awesome. See somebody in the hallway. You're awesome. Like that's how I feel like they can support us, or just join us.
I would agree with both of those things, just filling our seats. Our tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for students, seniors, and military members. Kids under 5 are totally free. And with Mean Girls last year wasn't exactly kid appropriate necessarily for all ages. This show I made sure is. So I really want people bringing their littles, coming to see something that they might never have seen anything before, and showing them like we can do that too. This could be us when we grow up, and this could be me someday on the stage. I could be Dorothy. I could be the lion. And just kind of showing up. That's really what we can do to help support the club. And when you're in the audience, we thrive on applause. So if you hear as soon as I get home and Cileigh just absolutely nails that number, you scream in the audience. We will wait for you to be done clapping to start the next scene.
Yes, we will.
You will not miss anything, And so just that kind of thing. Like I remember my first show that I did on my own was Almost Maine, which was our fall play in 2022 or 3. And I was so nervous. I didn't even schedule an in-school performance of it because I just didn't trust myself. It wasn't the kids, it was me. Like, am I a good enough director? Am I doing this good enough? And the first night, there wasn't a lot of people out there because it's the fall play. They don't usually get as many people because it's not this super recognizable title, But the audience that night was like electric. Like they were just feeling everything that was going on. And it was just, I was like crying backstage because I just felt so proud of what we had put up. And the kids were, every time one of them would come off, they'd be like, Miss, how'd you hear them? And it just, that is how you support us, come see the show. And for the kids that go to LHS, join Drama Club if it's something you think you could do. And, if you have transportation issues or things like that, I will work with whatever schedule you can give me to include anyone who's interested in being in the show as a part of it. The Drama Club is a really fun place for everyone, and all of you are welcome. No matter what's going on, we can figure it out, and we'll have you.
So okay, plug the show when opening night.
Come see The Wiz. It's April 25th and 26th at 7 p.m. $5 for students, seniors,
Military.
and military. Yep, and $10 for adults, and kids under 5 are free.
Yes. And all are welcome. If you want to bring family members, if you want to bring, people that are traveling, bring them. Okay. It's something to do on that Saturday that maybe you didn't have anything planned for when your family members were in town, or, something along those lines. But just bring whoever. We just love having anyone that wants to come see what we can do.
Well, both of you have such amazing energy, and I just feel happier having talked to you.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited for to see The Wiz, and I'm just glad you're both on the podcast today. Thank you for coming.
For having us.
Yeah, I'm really excited that we're here today too, and
Can't
we
wait
couldn't have had a better
to hear
one.
you as Dorothy, because I think your energy here was just a fraction of what you're going to give us on stage.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
going to be an amazing performance.
Thank you.
Yes, Cileigh is nothing if not a ball of energy. So, a ball of positive light and energy.
Yeah,
She
you both
truly
are.
is.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
this
thank you
this
guys.
is nice. This is very nice.
Yeah, and thank you guys for just having this. This is such a cool thing. Thanks to Dr. Graham for setting stuff like this up, and investing in this community outreach. Like the more outreach we can get to the community, the better things will be around here at LHS in general.
Just a different way to tell our story.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, guys. I'm so excited to see The Wiz.
That energy the two of them brought,
I know.
if they have that on stage,
Yes.
this is going to be an amazing show.
I know they are so much fun, and I'm so tired for both of them because they have so much energy. It's all positive and light and happy, but I know at the end of the day they're both exhausted.
And I love how they ran from rehearsal,
Yes,
did our
literally.
podcast, and then they ran back to rehearsal.
Literally down the hallway. ran to the podcast studio, ran back to rehearsal. I'm so excited. I love seeing our students when they're thriving and excited and happy and doing something they love.
Yeah. And I love when something clicks for them that they say, I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like I could see myself having a career in this. And by the way, Miss Onweller, they call her Mom Weller.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that.
All right, so that's it for today. That's our podcast. I don't have anything coming up. Do you?
No,
To remind
I don't.
folks about?
We don't have anything to remind folks about. Just look for us on our next show, and you can watch us and listen to us.
Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, iHeart,
There you go. All the places.
all the places. All right, awesome. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.